We're in chapter 72, that is digestion and absorption of fat in our GI physiology. So first let us see the glossary terms. The first one is we have emulsification. So emulsification is nothing but the process of breaking up large fat globules into smaller globules, mainly with the help of bile salts and lecithin and agitation. So in either any process of digestion, digestion of either carbohydrates, lipids or fats or proteins, we are seeing always the process of converting the big molecules into simpler ones. So by converting this simpler ones is very easy for absorption, so we always try to convert the large molecules into simple molecules. So here that process is called as emulsification in fats. Mainly our bile salts which are released from our bile liver, it plays a major role in emulsification. And also we have another important compound, lecithin, and also agitation. So what is this agitation? All this process we will see later. So now let us see what is lecithin. So lecithin is a class of phospholipids which is mainly containing glycerol, phosphate, choline, fatty acids, which mainly help in emulsification of fat during the process of fat digestion. So lecithin is a phospholipid. It has different compounds which mainly help in emulsification of fat during process of fat digestion. And it's coming to micelles. So micelles are small spherical cylindrical globules of 3 to 6 nanometer in diameter, and they are like 20 to 40 molecules of bile salts and help in digestion. So micelles also is a type, it is coming from the bile salts. They mainly help in digestion and absorption of fats. So mainly this is used for digestion and also absorption of fat. So next let us see triglycerides. The combination of three fatty acid molecules condensed with single glycerol. Means triglyceride formula is nothing but three fatty acids plus one glycerol, glycerol. So three fatty acids plus one glycerol lead to formation of triglyceride. Now let us see the digestion by hydrolysis. Always we already discussed in our proteins, in our carbohydrate digestion and absorption, what is hydrolysis. In the name itself you can see we are lysing, means we are breaking down into the simpler molecules. So hydrolysis of fats, the triglycerides are also called as neutral fats. It's a combination of, we already discussed, three fatty acid molecules condensed with one glycerol molecule. During condensation, the three molecules of water are removed. How they are removed we know. From one first fatty acid we need to remove the H plus ion, and from second fatty acid we need to remove the OH minus. So by removing them, if they both are combined, they will form the water. So this is how we will remove the water during the process of condensation. So hydrolysis is digestion of triglycerides. That is a reverse process, but fat digesting enzymes return the three molecules of water to the triglycerides and thereby split the fatty acid molecules away from the glycerol. So always we know the reverse process of hydrolysis is nothing but our the reverse process of condensation is hydrolysis. Here actually the main digestion of triglyceride takes place. Whenever it is getting digested, means these water molecules are again coming back and attached to our fat molecules. Once again I will show that to understand. So for example, this is one fat molecule and this is one fat molecule. During the process of condensation, means we want to form very big fat molecules, means we need to remove one hydrogen ion from this and we need to remove OH minus from this. If you remove them, if you add this both together, you will see you will get water. So by removing like this, we will get a very big fat molecule. But if you are adding them again back to them, means nothing but this big fat molecule is now again cutting into the simpler forms. So whenever they are in simple form, they will have their H plus ion and OH minus ion with them itself. So that is hydrolysis. Condensation is if we are mixing them together, that is called condensation. Now let us see the digestion of fats. So the dietary fat means the food in which the fat is present, the food we eat. So it has mainly triglycerides. It is, of course, we are repeating this many times, it has glycerol, three fatty acid side chains. So this triglycerides are more in animal origin, means animal or the meat which you take, it will have more amount of triglyceride when compared with plant origin, means our vegetables and fruit, they have low amount of triglycerides. So small quantities of phospholipids, cholesterol esters are present in usual diet. Of course, this cholesterol, always remember, cholesterol is a product of sterol. It doesn't have any fatty acid. whereas the cholesterol is delivered from fat and it is also metabolized to fats. That's why it can be considered as fat. But remember, cholesterol is not directly fat because it's a sterol form and it has no fatty acid. Next, mainly the small intestine digest. So we are seeing from the beginning either coming to carbohydrate or protein, or now you can see even the fat. The three are having the main digestion and absorption is going on only in our small intestine. So small intestine is a very important part of a GI system which is useful for both digestion and also absorption. So let us see what about fat. So small amount by stomach. Only stomach has small amount in digestion of fat by lingual lipase. That too, this lingual lipase is coming from our mouth because lingual glands are present in mouth. So the food we eat along with we swallow the saliva along with the food, right? So because of that, this lingual lipase also travels to the stomach and it digests some of these fats. But whenever this HCl released from the stomach, then it may neutralize this lingual lipase, so the action will stop there. So stomach also secretes some gastric lipase from fundus part of the stomach, but small amounts, that is less than 10%. So only like less than 10% of the digestion of fats takes place in the stomach. Next, let us see the emulsification by bile acids and lecithin. So bile acids from the liver play important role in emulsification. Emulsification process we already discussed, conversion of big fat molecules into small fat globules, and lecithin is also playing very important role here. So let us see the fat, which is big molecule of fat is converted into small globules, and most of it occurs in the duodenum in the influence of bile with increase in bile salts. Lecithin is an important phospholipid, very very important for emulsification. Remember, the major emulsification of fat is done by our lecithin. And polar parts and one more thing, polar parts where ionization of water occur of bile salts and lecithin, and water soluble remaining parts are not. So remember that the polar parts, we know already in our cell membrane, if you remember, we studied the polar parts, hydrophilic parts, and non-polar parts with our hydrophobic parts. So these polar parts are, they are having ionization of water occurs of bile salts. So lecithin and this bile salts are water soluble on the polar parts, whereas remaining parts are not water soluble, they are fat soluble. So when interface tension of globule of non-miscible fluid is low, this non-miscible fluid on agitation can rope up to many tiny particles easily when interface tension increases. So actually, whenever the interface tension, because of the tension increase, these particles also start converting into smaller particles. So the major function of lecithin is make the fat globules readily fragmentable by agitation with water in small intestine, and the same action of detergent on washing grease in household. So actually this agitation, this increase in surface tension, actually what is this? So whenever you eat food, especially with the fat which is entering into the small intestine, already it has some water, so that water and small intestine act together as they are I said the polar side is only soluble in water and the non-polar side is not soluble, so that non-polar side is broken down into smaller parts by means of agitation with water and this fat. So that the same thing also happens whenever you use detergent in washing to remove the grease. So the same process is going on. So by emulsification, less than 1 mm diameter of fat, that is increase the total surface area of fats, is caused by this process. And lipase enzymes are water soluble and attack the fat molecules only on surface. This detergent function of bile salt is important for the digestion of fats. So here the bile salt is acting like a detergent. This bile salt is now acting on the fat molecules and it is cutting down into small pieces. So because of cutting down into small pieces, it leads to increase in surface tension. So because of this, it's now very easy for conversion into very more tiny particles. So triglycerides are digested by pancreatic lipase, which plays an important role. And enterocyte also have enteric lipase, but it's not so important because the pancreatic lipase can only digest almost all fats. Even in protein digestion, we have seen that most of the proteins are digested in because of pancreatic enzymes. So even the fats are also mostly digested by pancreatic lipase. Enteric lipase here doesn't have that much important role. So the end products, finally we are saying the digestion has completed. So if the digestion has completed, what are the end products formed after the fat has get digested? Those are free fatty acids. free fatty acids and 2 monoglycerides. So these are the end products. So bile salts from the micelles, they accelerate the fat digestion, and hydrolysis of triglycerides is a reversible process. So what happens? Reversible means they can again together form again triglyceride. Means you can see the free fatty acids again with one glyceride, it can again form the fatty acid. So it's a reversible process. So blocking triglycerides, monoglycerides. So you can understand now, as I said, it is a reversible process. So again, if the triglyceride form, it may block the again the monoglycerides also will form. So this all may block the digestion. But bile salts prevent it by just removing them rapidly by forming micelles. They are formed because the bile salts have sterol nucleus, that is fat soluble, and polar group, which is highly water soluble. So actually bile salts now take the responsibility to form the micelles. By forming micelles, now they will not block the digestion again. So there are sterol nucleus which is present in a bile salts, which can encompass fat digestion by forming small fat globule in the middle of resulting micelle with polar group of bile which is projecting outward to the cover surface of micelle because they are negatively charged. So they allow the whole micelle to dissolve in water of digestive fluids and to remain in stable solution until the fat is absorbed into the blood. So this is how the fat will get absorbed into blood. First they will let it be on the polar surface to outward, to project outward to cover the surface of micelle because they are negatively charged. So they allow the whole micelle to dissolve in water of digestive fluids and to remain in stable solution until the fat is absorbed into the blood. So micelle also act as a transporter to carry monoglycerides and free fatty acids. Both would be insoluble to brush border of small intestine and absorb to the blood. So now let us see the digestion of cholesterol, ester and phospholipids. So most of the cholesterol which is present in the diet is in the form of esters, that is a combination of free cholesterol and one molecule of fatty acids. So phospholipids also have the fatty acid within their molecules. Both cholesterol esters and phospholipids are hydrolyzed by two other lipases in the pancreatic secretion. That free fatty acids enzyme cholesterol ester hydrolase to hydrolyze the cholesterol ester. So that's important, cholesterol ester hydrolase to hydrolyze cholesterol ester, and phospholipase A2 to hydrolyze phospholipid. So phospholipase A2 and cholesterol ester hydrolase are very important to hydrolyze both our cholesterol ester and also phospholipid. So bile salt micelles play same role in ferrying free cholesterol and phospholipid molecule digestate that they play ferrying monoglycerides and free fatty acids. So even bile salts do the same process. So no cholesterol is absorbed without this function of micelles. So this is how the micelles have very high role. So these micelles are of course formed from bile salts. So bile salts also play major role. So you can understand the liver and pancreas are indirectly playing a major role in digestion of our fats. Now let us see the absorption in small intestine. So till now we have understood how the fats are getting digested. Now we need to understand how the absorption of fat takes place, especially in small intestine. So the absorption of fat, the digestive end products become dissolved in central lipid portion of bile micelles. So because the molecular dimension of micelles are only 3 to 6 in diameter. So because of that they have higher charge exterior. So they are soluble in chyme. So in this way the monoglycerides and free fatty acids are covered to surface of microvilli of intestinal cell brush border and penetrate into the recesses among moving agitating microvilli. So here both monoglycerides, fatty acids diffuse immediately out of micelles and into interior of epithelium cell which is possible because lipids are soluble in epithelial cell membrane. So this process leaves the bile vessels still in chyme, where they function again and again to help absorb still more monoglycerides and fatty acids. So the micelles perform the ferrying function that is important for fat absorption. So bile micelles are also having a role in absorption, not only in digestion, they also help in absorption. So in presence of abundance of bile micelles, about 97% of fat is absorbed. So in absence of bile micelles, only 40 to 50%. So you can see bile micelles are giving 97% absorption of fat. And after entering the epithelial cells, the fatty acid and monoglycerides are taken by the cells of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, mainly used to form new triglycerides that are released in the form of chylomicrons by the base of epithelial cell to flow upward by thoracic lymph duct and empty into circulatory bed. So this is how new triglycerides are formed as chylomicrons, and these chylomicrons are now just emptying into the circulatory bed. So in circulatory bed, the newly formed triglycerides are in the form of chylomicrons. So direct absorption of fatty acids into portal blood. The small quantities of short and medium chain fatty acids, such as those from butter fat, are absorbed directly into portal blood rather than being converted into triglycerides and absorbed by the way of lymphatics. So difference between short, so very important, you can see the short chains like butter. If you eat butter, it directly goes into the portal blood, but if you eat some large heavy thing, then it will go first into stomach, from there into small intestine by the help of bile salts. So all this process will go on, but small short chains directly go into the portal blood. So the difference between short and long fatty acids absorption is that the short chain fatty acids are more water soluble and mostly are not reconverted into triglycerides by endoplasmic reticulum. So this allows the direct diffusion of this short chain fatty acids from intestinal epithelium directly into the capillary blood of intestinal villi. So we can understand very clearly, short chain can easily get absorbed, whereas long chain will take lot of time. Now let us see the textbook, some of the diagrams here. You can see the tristearin is a fatty molecule. In the presence of lipase, it is converted into 2-monoglyceride and stearic acid. So this is a hydrolysis of neutral fat catalyzed by lipase. So hydrolysis process means this is a digestion process. Finally, we can see the enzymes which are present from the mouth to large intestine for a digestion of fat. So in the mouth we have an enzyme lingual lipase, lingual glands of the mouth. So it is useful for action of less than 10% of digestion of triglycerides. And from stomach we have gastric lipase in the fundus area, less than 10%. Like they are not least important enzymes, not so useful. Small intestine, of course, everywhere it plays a very major role. The enzyme here is pancreatic lipase. Essentially all triglycerides. So pancreatic lipase is very important. All triglycerides are digested by pancreatic lipase to monoglycerides and glycerol. Next, coming to another enzyme in our small intestine is enteric lipase. This is in the lining of the villi. No significant, but it is not having that much action as pancreatic lipase digest most of the triglyceride. So remember, the bile salts and pancreatic lipase are playing a major role in the digestion of fats and in absorption of fats also. We have our small intestine. There also again our bile salts are acting like a ferrying system to transport the fat from the cell into the blood. So this is how the fat is absorbed in our body. So by this we completed our digestion and absorption of fats.